When we think about managing assessment in a 21st century learning classroom, we talk about 4 different components with our teachers: product, process, habits of learning, and understanding. So in thinking about product, it's really the proof is in the pudding type way of managing assessment. If, for example, you're teaching history and getting the students to code structures in Minecraft, you might have them create a building and a landform that they learned about in class. If the students have been able to create those products, that building and that landform, that's proof that they've learned. 2, process. So this is really about having students reflect on the process that they're using to create with code. And by getting students to verbalize and reflect on that process, in some cases in a journal, and some of our teachers like to use an engineering journal for this reason, you can assess the process, sort of like scaffolding or showing your work when solving a math problem. The 3rd component is habits of learning. So this is really the attitude of persisting and really trying to find the answers and sticking through problems. So in observing student behavior and observing whether they're persisting through solving problems would be a key way of assessing whether those habits of learning are being promoted. So the 4th is understanding, and this is making sure that students are understanding core concepts that you're teaching. This might be measured through a traditional multiple choice assessment, or in the engineering journal, you might have students reflect on certain questions that assess their learning, and then you can reflect on those questions with the students.
So when we were doing different types of coding workshops, we used engineering journals for students to be able to sort of self-reflect and summarize their own understanding and learning process. So a lot of it sometimes was understanding, did they really understand the definitions and could they really apply these in their own words and write that down? So having the time to sort of summarize together as a group and individually, what was the definitions, what were their learning outcomes, and did they really feel like they understood it? And being able to gather again as a group and have them share their answers so that we could see, okay, was this what we were looking for? Did you really hear it? Did you hear what other people said? Was it similar or was it different?
In the real world, peer review and collaboration is really important when coding. There are many ways that you can bring this to your classroom as well. You can have students work together to share the code that they've built and suggest improvements. Additionally, children can share with a safe online community at Kano World, where children can share what they've created with code with their peers, and they can discover what other people have created to change it and make it their own. If they see a picture that they like, but they think that it would be better in their favorite color, they can check out the code and remix the picture. They can then upload that and share that with their friends and peers. Over 29 million lines of code have been shared by young people in Kano World.